We're on the weekly shiurim of Parshat Shavua in Yeshivat Petach Tikva. My name is Rav Aviad Sanders. Last week we spoke on Parshat Shoftim. Parshat Shoftim we said is a parsha of the future. A parsha that speaks on balance between the king and between the Sanhedrin, the Supreme Court. But our week's parsha is a parsha of life. There are a lot of details in Parshat Ki Tetzei. We start with a war. Ki Tetzei milchama oivecha. We go to get falling in love in the middle of war with and we're going to getting divorced and having a rebel son, and what type of clothes you can wear, and a lot of isurei arayot, a lot of things that basically are talking on practical life of normal human beings. But there's one part in the parsha that I believe, my feeling is, rises above all. I want to share this part. The part is a simple psukim in the beginning of Aliyat Shishi. It's Dvarim Perek Avdalet Pasuk Hey. And the Torah says as follows: Ki kach ish isha chadasha lo yetze batzava. A person got married, a new wife. He shouldn't go to his army. Velo yavor alav lechol davar. Shouldn't do anything. Naki ihye leveito shana achat. Should be clean for his house for 1 year. V'simach et ishto asher lakach. And he should make his wife this way happy. And then the pasuk goes on. For a new pasuk, pasuk vav. Lo yachbol rechaim verechev ki nefesh hu chovel. Shouldn't work with rechaim. Rechaim is a system in this way that creates flour. Ki nefesh hu chovel. Because this way it's dinei nefashot. There's an obvious question: what is the connection between the two psukim? I want to try and answer this question for two different perspectives. The first perspective will be the perspective of Rashi, and the second perspective will be the perspective of the Ramban and the Chizkuni. Let's start with Rashi. The first perspective is simple. What is ki kach ish isha chadasha lo yetze batzava velo yavor v'kol davar? What it means, the person just got married, and he's supposed to go to the army. There is a problem. We have tension between two good things. A boy meets a girl. They fall in love. They get married. There's a big festival. The big party. But what's the problem? The boy is supposed to go to the army right now. The Torah says you shouldn't go. But at the same time, you should be aware. The fact that you're not going is because you need to be in your house for 1 year. You can't do anything else. In some way, the Torah is a little bit punishing also this person. How the Torah is punishing this person? The Torah is telling him, you chose to do something good, something wonderful, something that me as a Torah, we support. The rabbis support getting married. The Torah supports, the Kadosh Baruch Hu supports getting married. Happiest day. But when you do good deeds in a time where you're supposed to do a different good deed, there is a price. The fact that you did a good deed is not enough. Having you doing something that is beautiful and pure, like getting married, in the time you're supposed to be in the army, is not simple. There's a tension over here. Rashi comes and explains to us that even that you went, even that you did what you did, you need to stay. And he went and he goes on and says that it's really different from the case of a person that went already to the army and took a choice to go back. There's a famous parsha that says about the Jewish army marching towards a battle. In the middle of the Kohen stands and says, if you just got married, if you have a new house, if you have a new business, you can go back. Rashi then says that the person that goes back, he has the right to work for the army. He has the right to help his friends. Not as a fighter, because he can't take it, but he's part of society. He's part of the nation. The nation is going to war. in you, maybe you're back home, but you're still supporting. You're part of the Matzah Milchamti. You're part of Klal Yisrael. But this type of person, Rashi says, is a little bit different. Why he's a little bit different? Because he got married on the time where the nation is in battle. We're going out the tzava. We're going out the milchama. And he chose to get married then. Lechatchila he chose to get married right then. So his halacha is, stay with your wife. You did a good deed, you got married, you need to stay with your wife. What happens? Naki yele beito. You stay inside your own house. You don't go out. You can't do anything else. When you chose to disconnect yourself deliberately from Klal Yisrael in this moment, and to put your own good deed, your own good interest about the interest of Klal Yisrael, stay back home. The next pasuk speaks about something familiar but not the same. A lot of times a person works hard, he has a job, but he owes money. So the collectors, they can't come and take your business. They can't come and take your lechaim. Because in the second you take the lechaim, you have no future. Ki nefesh hu chovel. That is your own privacy, that is your own house. That is your own identity, that is who you are. If you're talking already on a person, his house, Rashi says, there's a simple connection. The connection is that the nation doesn't have permission, the government doesn't have permission to kill your future, to kill your own personal future. And that's a moral code that the Torah says. Even if you owe money, even if you owe a lot of money, the collectors will not take your business, will not take your way to provide money for the future, and basically will give you the chance to stand back on your feet. But the Ramban and the Chizkuni, they offer a different way. They offer a different way to connect between the two psukim. I want to focus a little bit on the Ramban and the Chizkuni. Also the Rabbi and also the Chizkuni explain, what's the meaning, lo yachbol berechaim? What's the meaning? What's the meaning you can't basically deal with the rechaim if you went back home? Both of them say, mainly the Chizkuni and the Ramban supports, that as a person that went back home because he got married, and he's not, and you're 1 year back home, and you're not going to the army, you have no permission to work with rechaim. Basically, you have no permission to work at all. You can't be part of shuk avodah, of the market. Because in the second you're part of the market, you're taking the places of the people that are in the army. You're taking the places of the people that work hard. And then will come back and then find out what? That you did money and you got it for, well, they went to battle for you. That's not okay. That's not fair. And there is a clear message over here. It's okay to get married. It's okay, it's really happy. It's a mitzvah even. But also mitzvot, they have a time. Also in our days, a lot of good deeds people do instead of the army. Some people learn, some people, doesn't matter if it's academic, if it's academics, some people are special athletes, some people learn Torah. People take a choice to push the army aside and basically do whatever they do. Now it doesn't matter if the action is the action that Klal Yisrael is benefiting from. Klal Yisrael will benefit from you getting married, but still there is a price. At the end of the day, your friends are in battle, your friends are fighting. And you need to be aware that you're taking on yourself something that you need to pay the price. Good actions, they have a correct time. And if you don't do your good action in the correct time, there is a friction, there's a tension. And the Torah is clear. The Torah puts the army up on top, in this case. And I hope that this Parsha, as a Parsha of life, can teach us something on the quality and the message clear message of the Torah of Klal Yisrael. The Torah has a message that Klal Yisrael, in some ways, is above your own private ambition. Even if your ambition is right now to get married, even if your ambition is right now to learn Torah, good deeds, mitzvot, that's wonderful. But you need to know, you need to be aware that there is a price. Shabbat Shalom.